Slash and burn agriculture is chopping down the forest, burning what's there, turning that into a nutrient-rich layer of ash, and then planting your crops in that layer.
It's been around for many thousands of years. I mean, you might say when agriculture first took root, say 10,000 years ago.
We left the mountains and the hills slashed and burned and moved on.
And so humans have been doing this shifting cultivation for the last 12,000 years with great success. The issue is it relies on very large amounts of land and small numbers of people. There's not enough land on the planet to support slash and burn agriculture. But if you take it down to the level of the individual farmer, slash and burn agriculture keeps people trapped in what you could call a poverty cycle.
The estimates are roughly 250 to 300 million families trying to live by slash and burn in the tropics as a whole. It's been handed down through generations. It's the only way they know producing basic grains. The real problem is repeated slash and burn drains the soil of essential nutrients. Farmers say the land is estéril.
Se lava, la flor de la tierra se pierde. Yo entiendo eso, pero no tenemos otra opción.
The problem with slash and burn agriculture from a global perspective is that it releases about 2 billion tons of carbon into the atmosphere every year.
When I started the research in the mid-80s, climate change was still being debated hotly. My objective was to take people out of abject poverty, food insecurity, and to protect what little remaining forest we have.
What I've been trying to convince people for years is that conservation and poverty alleviation are two sides of the same coin. And Mike has demonstrated this in the most perfect way.
The Inga Alley Cropping system essentially uses trees. The trees' function is to restore the life of the soil. And the trees are retaining, retrieving, and recycling essential plant nutrients, particularly the phosphorus.
You're seeing a cropping system which takes place between rows of trees. The system is called alley cropping because the rows resemble alleyways.
Inga Alley Cropping is a form of agroforestry, and there are lots of different types of agroforestry, which basically means incorporating trees into the growing of crops. Inga Alley Cropping is the use of the genus Inga, type of tree, which has particular properties that make it seemingly better than any other form of agroforestry. It performs better in terms of protecting the nutrients and returning the nutrients to the soil, stopping weed growth and stopping pests devastating the crop. What Mike has done is systematically and methodically isolate the most effective system for regenerating soil nutrients in the near tropics.
The point is, at the same time, you're lifting people out of poverty and you're creating rural wealth.
By changing our system of agriculture, the knock-on impact we'll have on global poverty is extraordinary, let alone the impact we'll have on mitigating the impacts of climate change and biodiversity loss.
We have succeeded, which is to do it at landscape scale. In fact, we've way past exceeded. We've got hundreds more families involved.
Those farmers now act as, I suppose, the first rock in the pond, and that ripple is just spreading out. Every other farmer in the region is spotting that and saying, I want a bit of that.
We've proved it, that we can transform the rural economy of the humid tropical zone of Honduras. It can be replicated in any of the world's rainforest realms.
The Inga Foundation have developed a model that works. It works incredibly well, and it's brought these families in Honduras out of poverty. We now need that to scale up across Honduras, across Central America, and then across the world. For me, it's one of the fundamentally most important things we can do as a people today is to change the way we grow our food.